This is the resident participation meeting for 312 East Huron Street. I would ask that those that are in attendance, if you could use the chat function and sign in. And possibly, if you're interested or able, please share with us your email for future communication. And again, hopefully everybody can see my screen and hear me well. I'm here tonight with the folks from First Martin, Mike and Seth. I'm here also with Chris and Nick from Meyers+Associates and myself, Tom Covert, with Midwestern Consulting. We'd like to meet with you to discuss our project, as I mentioned, at the southeast corner of Huron and 5th Street. This is a contextual aerial view of the site. I'm going to zoom in just a bit, but you'll see that we are here on the southeast corner, Huron and 5th, south of City Hall and north of the Bank of Ann Arbor, which are a couple of landmarks adjacent to our site. A little bit closer view of the site. We are in a block bounded by Huron, Division, Washington, and 5th Street. The site is currently a parking lot. With review of the City of Ann Arbor zoning maps, you'll see that our site is currently zoned D1 in the downtown core. We're also adjacent to other properties that are zoned D1 and then the public lands of City Hall. The project concept, and just to orient you with some of these drawings that we're going to be speaking of, Huron Street is here to the north. 5th Street is here to the west. The building is here hatched in kind of a brown tone. The project concept is a proposed hotel with an entry, a vehicular entry on 5th Street, as well as a pedestrian entry on 5th Street. It would be a 6-story building, approximately 79,800 square feet. There'll be 140 guest rooms. Amenities within the hotel will include meeting rooms, a bar and lounge area, a fitness center, and a rooftop terrace. We also will be including in the design a parking field that exists off the access from 5th Street. There'll be a small valet drop-off area off of 5th Street, and the pedestrian access that happens on this block on Huron and 5th Street will remain around the property. From a utility perspective, we're planning to connect the structure to the utility opportunities that exist along Huron Street, both water and sanitary. We will be adding a fire hydrant to the block with an extension of the water main toward the face of the building that's shared with Huron Street. The site will address stormwater through an underground stormwater solution that will sit in this area under the parking field. We'll be treating both quality and quantity and utilizing the infiltratable or permeable soils that exist in this block to infiltrate our stormwater that we collect at the site, and then we will outlet to the stormwater system at 5th Street. The building, as I mentioned, contains 6 floors. This is the first floor here. Again, the entry would be off of 5th Street, where there's a lobby area, reception, the bar and lounge areas, and then supporting rooms, our meeting rooms, stairwells, and storage space. The 2nd through 4th floors would have guest rooms and some housekeeping, the elevator shafts, again, stairs, storage. The 5th floor has a little bit different guest room configuration, but is guest rooms. The 6th floor, you'll notice here the guest rooms, as well as the service corridor, the fitness center, and the rooftop terrace. There'll be a number of different styles of guest rooms in this building. You'll see here a couple of those reflected, the classic queen and the classic king bedroom configurations. These images will give you an idea, and looks like my screen You guys see my screen again?
I can see it, Tom.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, this image here depicts what the rooms would look like. Sharing with you what the aesthetics and design themes would be. We have a couple of different perspective views and building renderings here. This is a bird's eye perspective, kind of from the corner. This is Huron and Fifth. And again, Huron and Fifth, kind of from a ground level. Other perspective views and illustrations of the site. This gives you a pedestrian view of the corner. We've kind of inset the main floor, creating a unique look across the front of the building at the pedestrian level. The other levels would cantilever over this space. As far as the project goes, we are at the beginning stages here with the municipal review process. We have had a number of meetings with municipal stakeholders in reviewing our project. We've shared our concept. We've taken their input. We'd like to gain input here tonight from the group that's attending, answer any questions, make any revisions and edits that may be required, and then work towards preparing a site plan submittal to be reviewed by city staff and the planning commission. So with that, I will mention that, again, I would remind everybody to sign in using the chat function. If you have questions, we're happy to take those via chat. This is not set up as a webinar. So if you raise your hand or unmute yourself, we would ask that we just be courteous and make sure that we only have one person speaking at a time so that we can hear your question and provide response. So with that, I'm going to open up chat here and see if there's any questions. Thank you for those that have signed in. I don't see any chat questions. Is there anybody that would like to ask questions? If so, please unmute yourself and ask away. Again, I don't see any messages in the chat. Anybody interested in having any questions answered, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away, and we'd be happy to address your questions. We'd also be happy to hear your comments regarding the project.
Hey, Tom.
Yep.
I believe that your information was also identified in the postcard, so that if people have questions after tonight, they have the ability to reach out to you.
Yep, there is the opportunity to reach out to me and ask questions away from the meeting. I will chat I will add my email to the chat as well. And if you have any questions? All right, my email is in the chat. If you'd like to grab that, feel free to email us any questions that you might have with regard to the project. I appreciate everybody's time in attending. And we will conclude this. Oh, I have some people on the list. Any questions from the group? All right, with that, I will conclude our meeting here. The resident participation meeting for 300-312 East Huron Street. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.